So moving right along. So the whole story is laid out for us, it goes all the way to verse 54. After the whole deal is done, and it is agreed that Rebekah can become the wife of Isaac, then they all eat and drink, just like the Bishop of Baghdad explained. This is what is this? This is group dynamics in the Middle East. This is how group dynamics work. That's all this is. Okay, so moving along. Genesis 24, 54 to 55. When they got up the next morning, he said, "Allow me to return to my master," meaning, and take the girl. Her brother and mother replied, "Let the young woman stay with us a short while, say 10 days. After that, she may go." Oh, please. No, we're not going to do that. No. Come on, you got to go now. So the servant says no. Then Genesis 24, verse 57, they answered, "Okay, let us call the young woman and see what she herself has to say about it." Huh? That's nice.
She gets to make her own call?
Is that what that means, Linda? No. Now let me ask you this question. Here's the crucial quiz I'm going to give you all. And see how American you are, Linda. What do you think Rebekah's going to say, Linda? She's going to say yes. Now, the American answer might be yes, too, because an American reader might think, how lovely. She gets to have a say in this, too, as an individualist. They're respectful of this young woman's free choice, and they recognize that she can cancel the agreement if she chooses. But she's being consulted, too, because her own personal happiness matters. No. This is all just a Middle Eastern show, Linda. This is a test to show Abraham's servant, who is the emissary of Abraham. In other words, he's to be treated as Abraham himself, to show Abraham what a good woman you're getting. You're getting a good woman. She has been properly, she's not rebellious. She's going to answer in an honorable way. She's going to say, yes, this woman has been properly socialized and she knows how to behave. Deal is done. It's all arranged. Set. You're going. These people are in effect saying, quote, "We are going to show you how honorable she is." She's going to keep honor in the family. All right? That's how it goes. All right. Now we zip through that story to show you the importance. Recognizing the Bible stories are high context. And to show you the importance of patrilateral first cousin marriages, which is how it goes in the Bible. That's the ideal. Now, some Americans may ask, does anyone in this room have any problems with first cousin marriages?
Yeah.
What would be the problems?
Birth defects.
Birth defects, maybe the kid might have mental problems, there might be some issues, right? How many people have problems with that? Yeah. How many think this is a severe risk and are concerned that in the Bible, Old and New Testament, this is how it is, the rule? You marry endogamously, ideally most frequently with first cousins. How many people might have problems with that? All right. Well, now, according to the American Association for the Advancement of Science, I'm going to read you this little report here, and there's going to be half an hour silence in heaven. Because when science speaks, right, it must be true in every single way, and we must all fall to the ground and accept it completely, okay? So, according to the American Association for the Advancement of Science, cross-cultural studies from around the world show that infant mortality rates of children whose parents are first cousins tend to be higher. What's higher? 21% compared to 16%. So in the 16, the difference between 21 and 16, not that big. It's not that significantly higher. So the Middle Eastern conclusion, where everything's about in-group, the Middle Eastern conclusion is that the benefits of marriage within the family, endogamous marriage, outweigh modest biological hazards. And we know from genetics that after a while, the pool cleans out. Even now, because here's the thing. Now we know how to properly deliver children and have a room where there's medical procedures taking place, okay? But why even now is endogamous first cousin marriage still the ideal in a lot of parts of the world? And I'm telling you, scientifically, the risk of having birth defects is not significantly higher than birth defects in any situation, including exogamous marriage, non-first cousin marriage. I'm just saying, I'm saying it may not be good for the way we have been enculturated, but their values are so centered around protection of the in-group that when they weigh things, they go, well, yes, the risks are higher here medically, but they're modestly higher. Modestly higher. The benefits of in-group far outweigh the meager increase in risk.
What about the detriment to marrying outside?
That's what I'm saying. We're not looking at the whole picture. We're looking at us like Americans. We're the most sophisticated. We're the best. We're the greatest. We're the ones. We're the smartest too.
And we can't.
We're the smartest too. As the environment heats up, as our way of life is unsustainable, our carbon footprint is compared to every other group of people on Earth. Every one of us is a universe, and every one of us is the best, or at least supposed to be. And if they're not the best, then they've failed. Only the best of the best is the only true success, right? Isn't that true? And that person is an emotional, cognitive universe unto himself. And he has the right, in fact, he's been called by God to do it, to make as much money as he can. And to retain, because you understand there's a difference. Before people start saying communista to communista, because I'm not a communist. There's a distinction that doesn't often quite get given when we start talking about morality and money, between making the money, the billions, which is arguable whether the means is justifiable or not, and then retaining the money. Because when you retain billions, and you know that there are children by your inaction, directly, immediately by your inaction, there's going to be people starving to death. The higher the money goes, the culpability goes too. But that's a big difference. Notice what I'm saying. This doesn't really involve socialism by the way here. Okay, I'm saying there is a difference, or capitalism. There's a difference between making it and retaining it. And we retain it. All of us are the 1%ers, okay, in this part of the world, to everybody else. And we know scientifically, and now for 30 minutes there will be silence in heaven, because science has declared it. Please get a person in here to say this with a white lab coat. We know that everything everybody does on this world affects everybody else, right? This is the system of the environment. Let's stop with the nonsense. And we know what happens if we do not do sustainable things with this world. Children are going to hurt real bad in the third world. You don't like refugees? Well, you're making them. You and I both. So in the long run or the short run. And then if we're Christian, what are we called to do? So when we start thinking along these lines, okay, we have to think, people have different strategies, coming back to this. People have different strategies. They have different strategies with grappling with how to deal with the struggles of life. And by the way, there's always going to be struggles of life as long as we're in time. I'm not talking about utopias here, but the reality is, let's not think of people that do things differently than us and that have worked very well for 4,000 years, by the way, very well. It's not working today. Why is it not working for today? Little thing happened called World War II, and global empires carving up whole sections of their areas. So we need to think about these things.